Shabbat Shalom. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
You can do way better than that. You were chattier out there. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. All right, now we're there. Now we have it. We're excited for Shabbat. We're excited for the Bentleys. We're excited for Aaron. And now we can move into Shabbat. That was much better. So thankfully, it seems like the sun is starting to move a little bit, but you know that you're in, kind of springtime when you're blinded, not just in the morning when you come in for services, but in the evening as well. So hopefully the warmth of the sun will make its way, not too far, because, we still like it, but in a way that's maybe not blinding Chris in the eyes. So we are going to get started on page 4, and I want to invite Aaron and his family to come on up and spare yourself from that light and bring in a little light over here into our community and into our sanctuary as they lead us in lighting the candles for Shabbat. If you can do matches. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Good job. All right, Aaron, I'm going to ask you to go on over there to Cantor Benjamin, and the rest of you can have a seat. Shabbat shalom. And we can take in the light of our candles and breathe in that peace that hopefully the candles represent. The peace in our hearts and hopefully spread that out into the world. So Aaron is going to lead us now in Shalom Aleichem on page 5.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzechem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Thank you, Aaron. We turn now to page 10 as we join together for Yedid Nefesh. Yedid Nefesh Harachaman Mishoch Avdach El Ritzonach Yarutz Avdach Kemu Ayah Yishtachaveh Muhadarach Ki Ye'erablu Yadidutach Minofet Zuf B'chotai We're moving now through Kabbalat Shabbat, allowing ourselves to settle into this space, to be able to ready ourselves to receive Shabbat. And with that should hopefully come a little bit more of a sense of relaxation, a little bit more openness in the world and in our hearts, and the possibility that we can kind of leave aside all of the busyness, all of the things that might still be floating around in our heads as we try to sit here right now, of all the things that maybe we still feel like we have to do from the week. But Kabbalat Shabbat and Shabbat in general is also an opportunity to really look back on the week that has passed and to appreciate all of the great moments that we had, all of the amazing things that maybe happened, and to just express gratitude, either just quietly or aloud to whoever it is that we should share that with, and to just kind of notice where we are and have a little check-in with ourselves and in our lives. So as we move through Kabbalat Shabbat, I invite you to kind of continue to do that in your own mind and in your own heart, allowing yourself to kind of look back on the week and appreciate where you've been, and take all of that with you into Shabbat as we move in together. And if there are particularly joyful moments that you are excited to share with the rest of us, then we'd love to share in your joy as well. So as you think back from the end of last Shabbat, like Sunday onward, up until today, is there anything exciting that happened in your lives that you might want to share with the rest of us? Alexis.
I think one of the things is when you're preparing for any event in your life, for your kids, for yourself, your recognition in this past week for us has been all of the support and the friends and the family that we have that have done so much when it's not necessarily for them, but it's like a mitzvah because they're doing something for somebody else.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really nice to recognize how important everybody is to you and how you are to them.
Beautiful. Yeah, very well said. I know in the little moments every day, we don't always appreciate the fullness of all of that. But when we have bigger moments like this, it's lovely to experience it and even greater to notice it. Anyone else? Mom.
I got to attend a beautiful concert in SCH.
Yeah, it was awesome. I've had those songs stuck in my head ever since the lower school girls concert this week, which was really awesome. And it was. Oh, I have some. It was great, and it was fun to see. It was fun to see her grade, and it was fun to see the younger kids. And they have a new strings teacher who is rocking, and can't wait for Mayan to get to have her at some point. And Dahlia's been having her as well. So, yeah, definitely awesome to celebrate the accomplishments of our kiddos. Anyone else? Well, I invite you to continue to think about the question, especially as we move through our service tonight, and to just really hold on to those special moments from your week. And maybe if you're moved to share with someone else or express gratitude, as Alexis did, to someone in your life, it is a really beautiful thing to be able to do that. So it's a gift that we have celebrating Shabbat each week. We'll continue on page 14 at the red arrow.
Yismichu hashamayim, Yismichu hashamayim, Yismichu hashamayim, v'tayel haaretz. Yismichu hashamayim, Yismichu hashamayim, Yismichu hashamayim, v'tayel haaretz. Yeram hayam, Yeram hayam, Yeram hayam, umelu, Yeram hayam, Yeram hayam, Yeram hayam, umelo.
We turn ahead now to page 23, and I invite Aaron to come back to the bima to help lead us in Lecha Dodi as we symbolically welcome our Sabbath queen, our Sabbath bride, into our community.
Lecha Dodi
Likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet l'tila.
Lecha Dodi
Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki hi mekor habracha, Merosh mikedem nisucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshavas tefila. Lecha
Dodi
Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Migdash
Melech ir melucha, kumitzei mitocha hafecha, Rav l'shevet be'emek habacha, Vehu yachmo alaychem la.
Lecha
Dodi
Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
We continue on page 25, the second verse.
Yamin
Ushmo tifroti, V'yet Adonai ta'aretzi, Al Yarish ben parti, V'nismecha v'nagila. Lecha
Dodi,
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
We rise and face the door.
Ro'i v'shalom ma'ateret ba'ala, Gam b'simcha u'b'tohola, Toch emunei am segula, Bo'ichala. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
You may be seated. Thank you, Aaron. We continue on page 27 with the Psalm for Shabbat.
Mizmor Shir Yom Shabbat, Tov L'Adon L'Adonai, Zamer Shema Eloheinu Zacher Ben
We pick up on page 28 together at the red arrow.
Tzadik atama yifrach ke'erez barvanun yizkeh shetulim b'aved Adonai b'chatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun b'seva deshenim merananim Yiyun lehayin Yashar Adonai Tzuri Tzuri Velo Avlatabo.
We turn ahead now in our Sidurim to page 39, and I invite you to rise if you're comfortable and able to do so as we move into Baruch Hu and the official start of our evening service.
Baruch Hu Adonai Havorach.
Baruch Adonai Havorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Levrach Lelam Va'ed.
You may be seated.
Baruch Adonai Levrach Lelam Va'ed. Umavir Yom V'Layla Avdil Ben Yom V'Layla Adonai Tzavaot Shemo El Chai V'Kayam Tamidim Lochaleinu Le'Olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamari Varavim.
Amen. The top of page 40, we'd come together for Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam Bet Yisrael Amchavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Haken Adonai Eloheinu B'shofteinu uvkumeinu Nasiach bechutecha V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha U'b'mitzvotecha Le'olam va'ed Hihem chayenu v'yorech yameinu V'yorech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla Yomam v'layla Yavadcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael.
We turn to page 41, and Aaron is going to lead us in the words of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levacha, u'b'chol nafshecha, u'b'chol miodecha, v'chayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzadecha, hayom levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'beitecha, u'b'lechtecha b'derech, u'b'shoftecha u'b'kumecha, u'shartam liot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'yisharecha.
We continue silently on page 42. Thanks, Aaron.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
We turn to page 44, and we find the words for Michamocha, which we have in all of our services, and is a reminder of the ways in which that even though these words were once said a long time ago by Miriam and the Israelites after they crossed the sea, we can either remember that moment and be grateful for what that created for all of us to be in this moment of marching toward Mount Sinai in our mind's imagination as we're getting ready to move towards Shavuot. And we can also take these words as a reminder in our own time and in our own day, every time we encounter them, to also be grateful for the freedoms that we have in our lives. Maybe it's also a moment to notice that which is constricting us or holding us back, and to spend some time thinking about how to sort of move our way through that so that we too can get to the other side of this, to embrace these words. But God willing, we are already experiencing some freedoms in our lives, and we can appreciate that and work toward that throughout the world.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נדר דהילו דוסף אלה מלכותך רובנך בוקיים לפני משה זה עליון ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר יוודע אדוני את יעקב וגלום יד חזק ממנו ברוך את אדוני גא ישראל.
We continue on page 45 with Hashkivenu, our evening prayer for peace and protection. And as we sing the words 3 lines up from the bottom, Ufros alinu sukat shlomecha, which is requesting that God spread out a canopy of peace, a sukkah of peace, over us and over all the world. I invite you to hold in your mind and in your heart all of the people and places in the world that are in need of some of this peace today. Some of this protection where we can pray that, if you look at the top line, allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully, awaken us to life. And if we're worried about our safety and security and where another meal is coming from or what's happening outside our door, it's certainly hard to sleep peacefully, to wake up again to a new day, and to be able to figure out how to face that day. And so I invite you to think for a moment and hold in your mind and in your heart either the people who you might know nearby or the places in the world that we want to send these blessings to in this moment as we sing together these words, Ufros alinu sukat shlomecha.
Ufros alinu sukat shlomecha ufros alenu sukat shlomecha Baruch atah Adonai Hapore sukat shalom aleinu v'yal kol amo Yisrael v'yal Yerushalayim.
Amen. We turn to page 46, and I invite Aaron to come back to the bima to help lead us in Vishamru.
Vishamru V'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot
Bring it on.
et HaShabbat L'dorotam v'ritolam B'ni u'vein b'nei Yisrael Oti le'olam Oti le'olam Oti le'olam Vishamru V'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat L'dorotam v'ritolam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et ha'aretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat L'dorotam v'ritolam Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash V'shamru V'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat L'dorotam v'ritolam
Yekara, Vikara, Sheme Rabba,
Amen.
Biama Divra Kirte, Biamlich Machute,
Chayechonu v'yomechu uchayedecho be'Yisrael ba'agala ba'agala uvizman kariv.
Imaru,
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Yolam Leomei Omaya Yisbarach.
Yibarak, Vishtabach, Vipar, Vitrama, Vietnase, Vietadar, Vietala, Vietala, Shemeda Gusha,
Brichu
Le'ela, Min Kobirchata, Vishirata,
Tush Bechata V'nechemata Damiran Be'oma.
Be'imaru.
Amen. Beautiful. We turn now to page 47 for our Amidah, and in the evening our Amidah is recited silently. So this is a moment in our service where we can move through the words of our Siddur in Hebrew or in English, or take in some of the commentary or the poetry around the sides. Or it can be a moment or to just have a little quiet moment for yourself and to notice some of your own prayers in your heart and to kind of check in with yourself of where you're at today. So I invite you to rise if you're comfortable and able to do so. And we'll move through from pages 47 to 52, and we'll conclude together with a prayer for peace.
Say shalom Yimrama, Oya say shalom Aleinu, V'Yalko Yisrael, V'Imru, Amen. Ya say shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'Yalko Yisrael, Ya say shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'Yalko Yisrael, Amen.
We turn to page 53, and I invite you to rise once again for our symbolic repetition of the Amidah Me'en Sheva. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam vayechal Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa Vayevarech Elohim et Yom HaShvi'i Vayekadesh oto Ki bo Shabbat mikol melachto Asher bara Elohim la'asot.
Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah El Hagadol Hayibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomei Shamayim v'Haaretz Magen Avod Bidvaro Mechaye Meitim Be'amaro Ha'el HaKadosh She'ein Kamohu Haminiach Li'amo B'yom Shabbat Kodsho Kiva Ratza Lehaniach Lahem Kiva Ratza Lehaniach Lahem Lefanav Navod Be'yira v'Pachad V'nodeh Lishmo B'chol Yom Tamid Me'on HaBrachot El HaHodaot Adon HaShalom Mekadesh HaShabbat U'Mvarech Shvi U'Meniach B'Kedusha Li'amedu Shnei Oneg Zecher L'Maaseh V'Reishit. Page 54. Eloheinu V'Elohei Avotenu V'Imotenu Ritzei V'Imnuchatenu Kachenu b'mitzvotecha v'tein chelkenu b'toratecha Sabbeinu mitzuvecha v'samchenu b'yeshuatecha v'taher libeinu li'avdecha be'emet v'hachilenu Adonai Eloheinu b'ahava v'ratzon Shabbat kodshecha v'yanuchu v'Yisrael mikadshei shemecha Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Yegel Avigash Mirabah, Biamani Rakute, Biamlichmachute, Bechaychonu, Biamechonu, Bechaycho Israel, Bagalaz Magriviru, Amen, Yahishmei Rambam Barach, Lialam Liame Amaya Yitbarach, Yitbarach Vishtabach, Mitbar Savior, Jarvis Levi Slash, Megulisha Brichu, Neil Mikol Berchata Vishurat, Jishbechata Venakamata, Damian Rambia Maviru, Amen. Take about the Lord Honu to Hondo Israel, Kodam, Adon Vishmai Viru. Amen. Yeheshlam Rabbi Mishamaya, Vachayim Elena Bioko Israel Viru. Amen. Session Ramafa, yes, Shalom, Elena Bioko Israel, Kodich Medabel Viamaru.
Amen. We remain standing as we invite Aaron to come on back up to the bima to lead us in Kiddush. Go grab the Kiddush. You can come over.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei Peri Hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kidranu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu B'Shabbat kodsho b'hava uvratzon hinhilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit.
Kihu Yom Techila Lamikrae Kodesh Zecher Litziat Mitzrayim Kivanu Bacharta V'yotanu Kidashta Mikol ha'amim B'Shabbat Kodechecha B'Ahava U'Ratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
The whole thing.
It's just grape juice. You may be seated.
No, it's grape juice. Can I make my bad once a year joke that?
Go for it.
Okay. For those wondering, because it is Cinco de Mayo, according to the fourth word in the 6 lines down, you could make Kiddush over Cuervo or Patron because it clearly says Kihu Yom Tequila.
You said that. Aaron made the same joke before service started. Okay.
Stealing my material.
This is what happens when your children spend 30 minutes a week with Cantor Benjamin. They're all the better for it. So we turn now, before we move to Alinu, I invite you to turn ahead to page 63 and also to open your pamphlet, if you got one, from the back, and to look on the bottom left-hand side. So we are now in the middle-ish period of counting the Omer. And so from the second night of Pesach, maybe you did this at your Passover Seder. It's after we eat, so sometimes not everyone gets to it since it's the after the dinner part. But in the after dinner part, we start counting the Omer, which is that we count the days every single evening. We count the days from that second night of Pesach all the way to Shavuot. So Shavuot is Memorial Day weekend, so easy to keep track of when it is this year. And we count the days every night. And so what that means is that we have this mitzvah to recite this blessing that you see on page 63, and then to state what is the day that we're counting today. Like today is, this is the day. And which might seem like a silly thing to do, to just like kind of state that like this is the day, and our mitzvah says that we're instructed to count the days, and now I'm going to count the days. So first of all, if that's all we do, we've done the mitzvah. So it's probably one of the easiest mitzvah that we could do. However, you have to remember to do it every single day, which actually is not so easy. So, it's funny when you try to like make something a habit in that way, and then you realize like how easily we can just be too tired or too distracted or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden, that little tiny blessing that we wanted to say just goes away out of our practice.
It's gotten a lot easier with apps.
It has gotten a lot easier with apps. So just like if you have a calendar reminder, and if something is in your calendar, it becomes sacred, then you know where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do. The same is true with this, that a lot of the apps will send reminders if you want them to, kind of little notifications like time to count, and since it literally takes 2 seconds, it kind of doesn't matter what you're doing. So it's kind of like, in that way, it is sort of a part of a set of a whole lot of mitzvot that we have, which are interruptive mitzvot. They're supposed to make us stop in our tracks and do something. And it's not just when it's convenient, they're supposed to kind of make us pay attention. But in the paying attention, we can also, there's a lot more that can go into that. So first, you'll see even on page 63 that there's a little bit of some introductions there, where it says that I'm about to fulfill this mitzvah. First, I need to get ready. I can't just, see the app and give me the reminder. And if I'm, like in the middle of driving or doing something else, maybe that's not a great time to do it. So we have to get ready. We have to prepare ourselves to do a mitzvah. And then we also have, thanks to the Kabbalists, the sort of Jewish mystics of Sfat, we have all of these other intentions that we can bring to this. So that the counting isn't just the stating of a number, but it is also filled with kind of noticing different emanations of God in the world and also in ourselves. And maybe it's about appreciating kind of where we are in the world and the rainbow that continues to move around our room on the side of the wall, and appreciating kind of what's around us. Or maybe it's about kind of reminding ourselves to work on different aspects of ourselves that maybe could use a little strengthening or a little balancing. Because the system that we're kind of moving through has a lot of like balance moving through it. There's sort of things on the left and things on the right and things that connect it in the middle, and it kind of goes in and out like that. So We are going to get ready to say our mitzvah, or to do our mitzvah and say our blessing with this little piece that we have on the bottom of your pamphlet on the inside page, which is a piece written by Shir Yaakov, Zach Friedman, and Yosef Goldman. And then we'll move to our blessing. And then we will move to page 68. I'll move you through this to actually be able to say what today's day is. And after we do that, I will also share a little bit with you about the week that we're currently in, according to the Kabbalists, and perhaps that will kind of inspire us to understand where we're coming from and where we're currently moving through in this week, so that we can kind of notice those things in the world and maybe work on them in ourselves as well. Okay, so we're starting the pamphlet. Ready? Kuchabrihu shchinte, hineni muchanu mezuman, lekayem mitzvah taseh, shel sfirat ha'omer, shel sfirat ha'omer, shel sfirat ha'omer, shel sfirat ha'omer, Sheva Shabbatot Temimot tihena, Sheva Shabbatot Temimot tihena. To the blessing on page 63. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer, al sfirat ha'omer, al sfirat ha'omer, al sfirat ha'omer. Now we turn to page 68, Gesundheit, and we're the second one down. Hayom shloshim yom shehem arba'a shavuot u'shnei yamim la'omer. Today is 30 days, 4 weeks, and 2 days of the Omer. And so, now he gets to change our Omer calendar. I did catch it up a little bit. So this week we are in the week of Hod, and we are in the day of Gevurah. So we're at the intersection of these two. So the week of Hod invites us to contemplate various dimensions of majesty or humility in our lives, and Gevurah means strength. So as we encounter these together, and as actually last week we moved out of the week of Netzach, which is, there's a lot of things that mean strength as we move through, which is interesting also, that because we can think about this for ourselves also, strength can mean a lot of different things. Sometimes strength is very kind of hard and like maybe overwhelming or overbearing. Sometimes the strength can actually be very quiet and very soft. Like strength can mean a lot of different things. But Rabbi Yael Levy offers this as we just moved out of the week of Netzach, and now we're moving through the week of Hod. She writes, "We bow to the week of Netzach, giving thanks for its determination and expansive vision. And we now turn ourselves toward Hod. Presence, gratitude, glory, and splendor. This week of the Omer, the week of Hod, urges us to move slowly, to practice patience, and set an intention to let things unfold in their own time. There are signs and messengers here to guide us, Hod teaches. Lift your eyes and let the infinite presence show you the way. And when you're feeling lost and afraid, do your best to be kind and gentle. You are all tender beings, the infinite whispers, and I am right here, in this place, in this moment, always and forever. Give yourself and each other second chances. Humans make mistakes. We forget what is important. We act without care. Second chances bring connection and healing. Second chances are gifts that can change us and the world. As we move through the week of Hod, may we practice giving ourselves and each other continued opportunities to do good, to make something right, and to begin again. And may this generosity open paths of healing and love for all of us. Amen. Okay. So we will continue now. Are we all caught up? Good? All right. We flip back in our Sidurim to page 56, and I invite you to rise if you are comfortable and able to do so.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, lateit kedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzut, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. We turn now to page 58 for Kadishat Home for the Mourner's Kaddish. And this week in our community, we observe the yard sites of Fanny Bloom, Ralph Dubin, Mark Einhorn, Esther Gold, Jenny Gordon, Joseph Gould, Sidney Greenspan, Barbara Harrison, Jean Levin, Jeffrey Licht, Rose Lieberman, Jean Lowenstein, Samuel Mann, Gerald Martin Sr., Jacob Rabinowitz, Hannah Rubin, Tilly Rudnick, Sophie Shore, Rose Strauss, Maurice Timon, William Walder, Benjamin Weinberg, Nathan Weinstock, Betty Werner, and Eleanor Wolf. And we also send our condolences to Jamie Mitchell on the passing of her father, Marvin Mandel. Are there other names that anyone would like to share as we recite Mourner's Kaddish this evening? Yeah. I invite those who are in mourning or who are observing a yard site to please rise, along with all those for whom it might be your custom to rise in support of the mourners or for those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon u'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach li'olam v'lomei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all who dwell on earth. And we say together, amen.
Amen.
Aaron, how'd it feel? Little taste of being up here on the bima? It's all right. It's all right. Okay. Well, we will come back together, ready or not, tomorrow morning at 9:30 for our Shabbat morning service and to celebrate with Aaron and the Bentleys as Aaron becomes bar mitzvah. It's a party. And yeah, super exciting. And then on Sunday, Sunday is one of the busiest days that we've had here in our community in a long time. Sunday morning at 10 a.m. is an open house for our religious school. So if you know anyone who you think might be interested, there is no commitment, no pressure, just an opportunity to come see everything in action and to talk to me and Maura Suzanne and get to know some of our students. Kids of all ages are welcome, not just for kindergarteners, but other folks are welcome to come as well. For those of you who might be interested, there is also the Jewish Federation Taste of Israel Festival in Wynwood. And I'm told that the Temple Sinai bus, they are not taking any more people on, but they will take walk-ins at the Plymouth meeting bus. Registration is closed. You can also drive yourself. But the program is happening from 1 to 5, and the Jewish a cappella group 613 will be singing as well. And it should be a lot of fun and hopefully a beautiful day. So you can come for part of it, you can come for all of it, and you do have to register, but you can register at the door. At the door, I think it's $18 for adults and maybe $7 for kids. So it should be a lot of fun and a great way to kind of be with a lot of folks from the Philly area all throughout the day. And then the Men's Club Steak Dinner is back here at 5:30, so it's perfect timing. The festival ends at 5, and you can be back for the steak dinner at 5:30 for those of you who will be here for that. And then Monday night is the ECC Teddy Bear Night, your last one. It's your last Teddy Bear Night, which is always adorable. Tuesday night I'm teaching, and then also keep your eye out because the Sisterhood is back, and there is a movie night on Monday, May 15th. So check your email for that. And also the registration is now open for our dedication day on May 21st. So let us know if you're coming. We're going to be honoring lots of different groups of people all throughout the morning. And so find yourself in there. And you should have also gotten a letter in the mail, some of you as well. So thank you for all the dedications that perhaps you have given over the years. We haven't been able to do something like this in some time. So we're excited to really be able to celebrate with our community. You can see the beginnings out front of what is going to be our new patio and celebration garden. Those guys have been hard at work all day, and it should actually be coming in soon. The mosaic area is kind of coming together as well. They're reinforcing that and getting it ready to put all of those beautiful tiles that you made on there. So try to come first part of that day on May 21st, because it's going to be a huge community-wide celebration and a great chance to all be together and be on our new patio, God willing, all for the first time. So I don't know if there's anything else. That was a lot.
That's a lot.
So before we end with our blessing for everyone, which is on page 75, we have a really important closing song that we need to also include on this night, because today might be Cinco de Mayo, but yesterday we hope that the 4th was with you as Aaron celebrated his birthday.
Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach.
All right. Happy birthday! What a way to celebrate a birthday. Tell you know something about that. All right, so page 75, we have an opportunity every Friday night to bless our loved ones. Perhaps you want to bless your children. Perhaps you want to think about other loved ones in your lives. If you want to take the example of our young ladies in the back and put your arms around to get each other, you're welcome to do so, but you do not have to. Thanks. And we offer this blessing to each other. May God bless you and protect you. May God's face give light to you and show you favor. May God's face be lifted towards you and bestow upon you peace. Be who you are and be blessed in all that you are and all that you will become. Amen.
Amen.
All right, before we head on out of here, we can close with a little motzi. So come on up, help us out. Lily, you can come too if you want. Where'd the rabbit go? Amen. Go for it. Shabbat shalom, everyone.